Margery Eagan. Welcome to hour number 2 of Boston Public Radio. We are broadcasting live from the Boston Public Libraries. We do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we are streaming at youtube.com/GBH News. Hello, Jim.
Why don't you read what the text question is this time?
The text question of the day, we're getting a lot of texts already.
Yeah.
Which we'll read to you a little bit before 1 o'clock. Is the moral authority of the Catholic Church compromised when a convicted felon, sexual abuser, a tax cheat, pathological liar,
Margery,
guy who denies climate change, and
that's enough.
Wants to put migrants
and
in...
tried to overthrow the government.
Tried to overthrow the government, that's right, put migrants in internment camps.
Yes.
Is it a problem when the Catholic Church has them as the headliner for their biggest fundraiser of the year? That person in question, of course, would be the former President Donald Trump.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we're going to ask you if you see any kind of problem with that.
How do they text in?
The church is not doing well so far.
No, how do they text in? What would the number be, Margery?
877-301-8970 is the number at which you can text, and we'll read some of the texts and discuss this situation a little bit before 1 o'clock.
Thank God it's time for Live Music Friday, because I'm already in a tizzy. We have 2 hours to go. Thank God we are joined by great singer-songwriter, Massachusetts born and raised, Adam Ezra. Later this month, Adam will be recognized by the New England Center for Homeless Veterans with their Distinguished Service to Veterans Award. In August, the latest iteration of Adam's festival, the Ramble, brought in over $150,000 for the organization. He also has a show tonight at Concord, New Hampshire's Chubb Theater as part of the Concord Sound and Color Festival. And he'll be playing the City Winery, a great venue, Boston, on December 26th. For information, you go to adamezra.com. That's E-Z-R-A. We're thrilled to have you, Adam. Take it away.
You and I, we work on getting braver as we meet each other out on this road. Yeah, we're looking for our answers in the morning. The morning gets its knowledge from the sun. The sun will take its wisdom from the mountain, where we'll be sleeping when this summer day is done. Yeah. And our footsteps, they pound with the rhythm, and it feels like it's all meant to be. And I can't help but live for the light that stumbles out of me. We'll wake up with our hair and bodies tangled in a kingdom that will never know our names. Our breath will be a fire that is burning, and I'll kiss you 'cause we're born from love and flame. Yeah. Yeah, someone look at me and know we are each other. Smile 'cause it's the most that you can give. And if I die tomorrow, find another, and I promise that I love you while I live. We hold tight 'cause the planet is spinning so fast that it blurs what we see. And I can't help but live for the light that stumbles out of me. We are a moment that will never be repeated. We are a song that will never have an end. Let us laugh at a life soon completed, and all the miles between now and then, yeah. And we will find what we need from the mountain. We will soar on the air that we breathe, and I can't help but live for the light that stumbles out of me. As we all live on forever, the truth is that our dreams are just a game. Grace is just the sweat of the endeavor. The lesson is that we are all the same.
That
Adam
was
Ezra. He's going
fabulous.
to come talk to us in just a
Oh,
second.
that's
He's got a
great.
show tonight at the Concord, New Hampshire Chubb Theater as part of the Concord Sound and Color Festival. He'll also be playing City Winery December 26th in Boston. For more information, you can go to adamezra.com. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for being here, Adam. So just tell
What's
us.
that called, bud? What was the name of that song?
That's a song called The Mountain. Thank
great.
you both for having me on the show. It's such
We're
an honor
thrilled
to
to
be
have
here
you.
with you.
Oh,
I don't know if you'll like this. Only time I've ever heard you is online. You are incredible live. You're good online, but you are really great live, by the way.
Thank you so
You're
much.
really great. Great.
Well, I was reading about you before you came and talked about in one of these stories about how you kind of began showing up like 20 years ago.
Like a bad penny.
Yeah, because you couldn't get to the big live places. You were going like to bars and restaurants where sometimes your band outnumbered the people in the audience and stuff.
Many years of that.
But obviously things have changed a lot. But talk about how this all started for you.
Yeah, well, I think many artists, when they're starting off, it's there's this catch-22. In order to play at these amazing music venues we have, particularly here in Boston, right, you need to have fans, right? And so how do you, right? But you can't really, if you don't play out, you can't get fans,
That's
right?
right.
And so we would start, I mean, I would find the nastiest, dankest, dirtiest bars I could find in the Boston area, and I just asked if I could set up in the corner, and that's what we did for years and years. And, one person at a time would turn around and pay attention to us.
What was the nastiest, dankest bar in Boston where you started out? Do you remember?
Man, I don't know if I can answer that one. Okay. I don't know, but I will tell you the first bar that we ever played at. I had some buddies that worked in Boston, and they would work out afterwards, and they called me up and they said, "Hey, Adam, we always get beers at this place called Porter's. It's right across from the Boston Garden." And they're like, "We go there on Friday nights, and there's never anyone there. That might be a great place for you to play." And so I called up the owner, Scott, and I said, "Hey, can I set up and play some music there?" And he was kind enough to say yes.
Yeah, and they loved you, I read, because you kept the drinkers there until closing time.
That was our
right?
job for many years,
Yeah.
keeping the drinkers drinking until closing. Yeah.
Exactly.
How'd you make the homeless vet connection? And congratulations on the award, buddy.
Oh,
That's
thank you
huge.
very much. I appreciate that.
How'd you make that connection?
Really, we partner our music with activism of many kinds throughout the year. I started a nonprofit organization called Rally Sound, and our mission is to empower community through music. Music has such a way of bringing people together and inspiring us. And for me, playing a concert feels so much more impactful when we're doing a little good for the world at the same time. Every year we put together a festival. We do stuff throughout the year for many different causes, but every year we put together a festival. And it is 100% volunteers running this festival.
Right before Labor Day every year,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
We call it the Ramble. And all the artists come in, they donate their time and their talent. And it's really a testament to the power of underground grassroots community to make an impact in the world around us. And this community, we all decided that the Ramble every year would be dedicated to putting an end to veteran homelessness in the Northeast. And we partner with this amazing organization called the New England Center and Home for Vets. And this year we were incredibly able to raise over $150,000
Wow.
for our veteran heroes.
Do you think it affects the quality of your performances that you're doing it in great part, not just for yourself, but for somebody or bodies like this?
Absolutely. It makes the music sound better.
I mean, I happen to believe that as a consumer. Do you really believe that? Or you're just saying it?
100%. I mean, there's so much that goes into making a live performance impactful, and part of that is the exchange between the people that are listening and the performers that are playing. And when there is an overarching mission to benefit the world around us, that this just makes everything more powerful, makes everything sound
We're
better.
talking to Adam Ezra. Go to adamezra.com. He's going to play again in a minute, but we're talking for a few.
So tell us about Little Adam. You got some Massachusetts roots,
I
local roots,
do.
and how this whole music thing happened for you.
Oh man, well,
I thought he was going to say to you, how do you know about Little Adam? No.
We heard about Little Adam beforehand,
No, I
but
meant
you can
something
fill
else,
in the
but go
blank.
ahead.
well, I grew up in a musical household. My mother, Joanne Hamill, was a music educator and a children's performer and a songwriter, and so I was surrounded by music from a very, very early age. And not only that, she was a folk musician, and so she very much believed in partnering music with impact. And it got into my blood. Later on in life, I picked up a guitar and I started teaching myself how to play, and the songs that would come out felt like the most real and honest parts of me. And I said to myself, okay, well, No plan B. I might.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Wayland.
In Wayland, okay.
Yeah, about a
Well, that's
half hour
not far.
from here.
That's
Yeah.
not far.
What's with the bare feet?
You know,
I don't know if you noticed when he was playing, and some of you did, he's playing in bare feet. What's up with that?
a lot of people ask me about that.
Well, here it is.
To me, for me, it's, I want that space that I occupy when I play music to be the most real and honest part of myself, and it
So
helps.
why do you stop with the bare feet?
You know what? having it just reminds me to be grounded in myself, and that's been a mission for me too.
We've said this 100 times, so you haven't heard it, but
Yeah.
others have. The first person ever to say the following to us was the music director of the BSO. Andres Nelsons was with us, I think in the middle of COVID, and Andres talked, and he speaks like 12 languages, and in English he was describing how important music is when people are in pain. And I don't mean just individually in pain, but the world around us is in pain, like I think a lot of people who are sentient people feel right now. And that has really stayed with me, and to me it is so incredibly clearly true. Why is it so? I mean, I was really looking forward to hearing you today, not only because I was looking forward to hearing you, but because I was having a fairly miserable day, not because of the show, by the way, at the beginning of the day. And why does that have such an impact on people in tough times?
I think that music, right? It connects everybody that I know is impacted by music, and art in general, right? It expresses the state of being human, and when we hear another human being expressing themselves in a real and honest way, it reminds us that we're not alone. And even suffering, even the worst kind of suffering, is better when we're not alone.
I think that couldn't be more true. Adam Ezra is who we're talking to.
So tell us, you got a deal going with John Oats from the famous duo Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
How'd that come
Famous
about?
former duo.
Former
Hall
duo,
& Oates, I
yeah.
should
A little
say.
controversy there these days. Yeah.
I don't know about the controversy.
Yeah, what did they? What I read about? What was? I know you're not in the middle of that.
Yeah.
What was the falling about the song catalog or some? Yeah, come on,
It's some insider stuff between them two, and
50
they ain't
years
getting
they've been
along
doing it.
about
Oh,
it.
that's too bad.
I know. It is a shame because I think their music is wonderful.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Philadelphia boys, I should say,
Yeah.
from a Philadelphia
Philly
boy.
boys, that's right.
So, what's your Oates connection?
I got a call a handful of years ago that John wanted me to come down to Nashville and do some songwriting with him. Wow.
So he just called you up.
We were, a guy that was managing me at the time had worked with John for years, and I think he sent him some demo. I write a lot of songs, and I'm always like sending these songs out to the folks that work with me, and they, I think at a certain point, the manager didn't know what to do with him. He's like, all right, I'll send some of these to John. And John heard some of the music, and he said, I like this guy. Why doesn't he come down? I'm living in Nashville right now. Why doesn't he come down and we can do some writing together? And that was conveyed to me, to which I said,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And I got into, it was a very nervous plane ride because I realized, as I was about 30,000 feet up in the air, that my music doesn't sound anything like Hall & Oates at all. And it was such a huge, now that you guys appreciate where I was coming from as a musician, you can also appreciate how big of an opportunity that was for me. And I really wanted John to like me, and I wasn't sure that was going to happen. But I walked into the studio. John was an incredibly down-to-earth guy, and we sat down. We wrote a couple songs that first day. We recorded some of those songs the next day, and since then we've been buddies. We've been writing songs together, and so it's been a pretty fun journey.
What happens I don't know if you know who Lisa Fisher is. Lisa Fisher is this brilliant singer who's sung with Mick Jagger for years and years and years. She's in 20 Feet from Stardom. She's brilliant. And she mentions, I think she was in London, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. She gets a call from her agent late at night. She's in her pajamas. She says,
Curlers
the Rolling
in her
Stones want to hear you. She goes to where Jagger is. Jagger's sitting on a stage. I think I'm getting this mostly right, in a chair. She walks over to say hello, and he says something like, sing. And she just starts. So when John Oates, Hall & Oates are as big, for young people, Hall & Oates are about as big as there could be.
There's
30, 40. They're big as they could. They were huge. So what happens? You go down there, he's there, and what's that experience like?
It was very intimidating because he was in the private studio of Jonathan Cain from Journey, which is like not only the nicest recording studio I've ever seen, but there's this whole like apartment complex upstairs. And
wow.
So, and there was someone to meet me at the door saying, hi, Mr. Ezra, I'm glad that you're here. Can I take your guitar? I was very intimidated, right? But John has a way of just exuding his dedication to his craft and to wanting to dig into the roots of music. And he said, Adam, why don't you play a couple songs that you have been working on? And I, in preparation for this, had a list of about 20 unfinished songs, so I was ready, luckily, to just kind of share some ideas with him.
Great.
Yeah, and it just started rolling from there.
Adam, we mentioned before that you do this Ramble deal in helping out homeless vets. The proceeds go to that up in Ashburnham every year. Did you hear any stories back from any of the vets? Have you come in contact, or has anybody contacted you, or got a couple of stories for us?
I throughout my career playing music, I have had the honor of connecting to some of our heroes who have served or have been serving, and I've heard a lot of inspiring stories and heart-wrenching stories. One thing that is wonderful, and I would invite all of y'all listening or watching to do this, we head down to the New England Center and Home for Veterans every single year, and they will give you a tour and talk through some of the work that they do with our veterans, and it is really, really inspiring. And there are guys there that come right up to you and talk to you and talk about their stories, and it's been just such a humbling thing to get to be a part of.
I would imagine there's some PTSD. I imagine there's some alcoholism issues, some drug issues, and they can't.
All the issues we all deal with
Yeah.
when we face trauma in our lives and are struggling to keep our feet under us, right?
Right, and they're heroes until we have to help them. And unlike
Yeah.
most of us who talk a good game, you apparently walk it. So in addition to AdamEzra.com to find out where you're playing, before you play again, this Gathering Series thing, that's another thing where people can find you? Why are you laughing?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. So this was a crazy thing that began, the first show we canceled at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
I went online that night to live stream, not as much to perform a concert as to just feel a little less alone and scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I was met by hundreds of fans that decided to pay attention. And at the end of the night, I said, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll come back tomorrow if you come back tomorrow. And the next day, hundreds more, and then hundreds more. And we started calling it the Gathering Series. And we ended up, the Gathering Series ended up reaching millions of people around the world. We ended up gathering every single night for 500 nights in a row. I mean, the game was at 7 p.m. Eastern time. No matter where I was or what I was doing, I had to figure out a way to get online and to gather. And it was just a way to keep the community together during a time of severe isolationism. And it was one of the most inspiring journeys I've been on as an artist. We still gather twice a week. Every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., I will gather from wherever I am.
And so just go on your website and you'll
Oh,
find
yeah.
where it is?
You can find out all about it from our website.
So I hate to ask this before you play.
Sure.
Are you as good a guy as you appear to be? You're not like an a-hole in
I
private,
am
are you?
a terrible person. This is all
I
performance.
just want to be
right
clear,
now.
because when
should
you
know
talk
that.
to somebody
no,
like
it's all
you,
performance.
what are you going to play for us this time?
So I came to fatherhood late in life.
Oh, congratulations.
How old's the kid?
I am 47 years old, and I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, 3-year-old and 1-year-old daughters
Congrats.
at home. And I have always been a songwriter, and that's the way that I help sort myself out. So I thought I would share with y'all the first song that I wrote after becoming a daddy.
Oh,
What's it called?
Beautiful.
It's called Lele.
Fabulous.
Lele. Okay.
Adam Ezra, gently put the mics
Sure you
down,
go.
and Margery will tell us how to find you again.
Yep. Later this month, by the way, Adam's going to be recognized by the New England Center for Homeless Veterans with their Distinguished Service to Veterans Award. Just want to repeat that one. In the Ramble we talked about in August, raised $150 grand. He's going to do a show tonight at the Concord, New Hampshire Chubb Theater as part of the Concord Sound and Colorful Festival. For more info, go to AdamEzra.com. And here's Adam Ezra again.
Tiny world in your hands. You talk in circles I can almost understand. But there goes all my little plans, Lele. There your head on me. The oldest dance, let's begin. You'll need patience teaching me to spin. Well, there goes everything I've been lately. Lay your head on me. Well, I'll be damned, bless my soul. Don't we dance like the tumbling rain? May the sunshine erase our steps so the young can dance again. Find your rhythm, live your truth. In my eyes, there's nothing you can't do. Well, there goes everything I knew. Lay your head on me. Well, my heart is a gambler and time is a thief. My biggest love, and someday you will leave. Well, there goes all that I believe. Lay your head on me. Yeah. Well, I'll be damned, bless my soul. Don't we dance like the tumbling rain? May the sunshine erase our steps so the young can dance again. And may we all live on through them. You pick the song, choose the speed. I'll lift you up, let you lead. Well, there goes everything I need. Lay your head on me. Lay your head on me. Lay your head on me.
Absolutely great. Thank you so much. We've been listening to singer-songwriter Adam Ezra. He's got a show later tonight in Concord, New Hampshire, and another a little closer to us at City Winery in Boston on December 26th. For more information, go to Adam's website. That is adamezra.com. By the way, Ezra is E-Z-R-A, adamezra.com. Thank you again to Adam Ezra.